somebody does something intentionally to hurt you, they're not sorry for, like, they did it on purpose. Like, it wasn't accidental. And I'm not talking about like, oh, like you're out somewhere in public and you didn't realize somebody was behind you and you left the door closed. Like, you can be sorry for that. Like, oh, like, you know, sorry, like I didn't mean to let the door close on you. Like, I didn't know you were behind me, therefore I didn't mean to. But if they had all knowledge, full knowledge of the situation, and they still did something to wrong you, I personally feel like you cannot come back behind that and say, I'm sorry. You cannot come back behind that and say, I'm sorry. Everything that you do, with the exception of like the small little things like the door, is intentional. That's just like, let's say we're in middle school or high school and I start spinning room and I say, Jessica is literally so stupid and she is just kissing all these boys in the locker room and they're doing her homework and that's the only reason that she has an A in Mr. Jones' class. I cannot come back behind that and say, I am so sorry, Jessica, or whatever your fake name is, that I said that you're pretty much a floozy and that's the only reason that you have an A in Mr. Jones' class. Like, I cannot come back behind that and say, I'm sorry. Like, oh, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So if you've been watching my vlog for a long time, then you know that my relationship with my dad is very estranged, right? I have not spoken to him since last year before he sent me this long crazy message before my graduation. I'm gonna read this because I need more people to understand that, like, this is why there can't be forgiveness in relationships. So this was, it's funny but it's not funny. This is Monday, December the 11th at 2:42 p.m. I remember you were learning to ride a bike without training wheels. You fell hard and made a loud noise when you fell. I wanted to run and help you, but I didn't, because in life I won't always be there to pick you up every time. It took everything in me not to rush and help you. I stood back and watched you. You checked yourself, picked up your bike, and you kept practicing. That made me proud because at 8 I knew you had it in you. I'm proud of you and I will always love you no matter what. Remember, that is at 2:52. Keep that in your brain, okay? On this day, I had just taken my graduation pictures with my husband. My husband just took my graduation photos, mind you. And so I made this long post. This is what the post said. Let me go find it on my Instagram. Okay. I posted this and I said, played for 5, stayed for 5. For reference. Okay. After 5 years spent at the University of Alabama, I can finally say that I'll be graduating from the Capstone College of Nursing with a bachelor's degree from one of the top-ranked schools in the country. Period. To my best friend Napoleon, thank you for giving me the confidence to change my major to nursing and keeping me encouraged the whole way through. Valid. To my husband Justin, thank you for being my literal shoulder to cry on and always being prepared with a pre and post test pep talk. That was a tongue twister. I could not have made it without you. Slay. To my mom, thank you so much for the prayers that covered me through this journey, from your lips to God's ears, and now I'm here because of you. Ooh, that gives me chills. Okay. To my mentors and best friends, Hannah and Naya, thank you for taking me under your wing and teaching me everything I would need to know as a future labor and delivery nurse. I am who I am because of you. Okay. Now remember, his last message to me was at 2:52. I posted that I don't even know what time I posted it at. Anyway, at 4:24 he says this. I noticed you didn't mention me in your post, which is fine. Hurtful, but it's fine. I guess you forgot how much I helped you with your schoolwork and projects, which is okay. First of all, okay. I look back at all the times being there for you, helping you along the way. For you to unfriend me, I did, and not even acknowledge me in the post. Acknowledge him in the post is disappointing. So before I waste my time to not even be acknowledged, I let you enjoy your special day with the people you love and actually care about. So I won't be coming to your graduation. I wish you the best in life, but we can part ways here and leave it at that. I immediately blocked him after this message because he does this thing where it's like, let me go back to where it all started. And you probably don't care about this. You probably don't care about this, but like my vlog is like a way for me to kind of like vent. So if you don't want to hear about like estranged parental relationships, I guess like stop listening right now, but it's nothing like crazy. So when I was little and growing up, like my dad was like in and out, right? For reasons. He was in and out, but like I still feel like I saw him quite regularly. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, a lot of time with my great grandparents, and I loved it. I look back on my childhood and I have such fond memories, okay? Such fond memories. And like he was around. I never felt like he was like super absent, but as far as like my home where I put my head down on the pillow at night, he was not always there for reasons that I'm not going to get into. Anyway, so like growing up, yes, as he mentioned, he did help me with projects. Like we built a spider monkey when I was in the 2nd grade. We built, I think, a volcano when I was in the 3rd grade, and we called it like J Island or something like that. And it was really cool. What else did we build? We built like an Egyptian pyramid in 6th grade, and it had lights on, and it was like literally the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And he worked tirelessly on that, and it was really, really cool. And it was a nice bonding moment, and it's something that I will literally remember for the rest of my life. Great moments. Great moments. Mind you, those are 3 projects over the span of, what, 24 years? Like, 3 things. Anyway, so yeah, and we kind of had an on-again, off-again relationship when I was little. Like, I grew up being a daddy's girl, and then my brother was born, and I was kind of like, not really daddy's girl anymore. Like, I'm like nothing. I'm not like a mommy's girl. I'm not a daddy's girl. I'm just nothing. Like, I'm just Jay. I'm just here. I'm a teenager. I'm moody. Everybody just shut up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there was that. And then we got closer again whenever I was in high school, and I had a really bad relationship. My high school boyfriend cheated on me, and it was just like, I feel like to me at the time, it was monumental, and it felt so bad, and it was so embarrassing because everybody was posting it on their Snapchat story, and people were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened on their Snapchat story, because my boyfriend at the time and someone who I was like kind of friends with, kind of not friends with, they were both in relationships. He was in a relationship with me, and she was in a relationship with somebody else, and they ended up kissing on like this camping trip. And I knew that something happened because everybody was posting, like the people that were also on the camping trip were posting like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. Finally, it's about time. My favorite couple, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, we're still dating. Mind you, she's still dating him. So it was like really, really, really embarrassing. I'm not mad at the girl because even though she was like loosely my friend, like she didn't owe me any loyalty. I was in a relationship with him. Therefore, he was the one who owed me loyalty. Like when... And this is another soapbox, but like when you get cheated on, like I don't understand women that are mad at the women that their significant other cheated on them with. It's not their fault. Like if they, like even if they knew about you and they still chose to do it, I still feel like, is that dirty? Is that low down? Is that very tramp-like? Absolutely. But like they don't owe anything to you. The person that you need to be primarily upset at, unless that person was your friend. Now, if that person was your best friend and y'all bestie boos, y'all grew up together, y'all had long-term friendships, y'all had been through trials and tribulations, they owe loyalty to you. But if it's some random Joe Blow girl that doesn't know you, like she doesn't owe any loyalty to you. That's my own personal opinion. You should be mad at your man. You should be mad at your significant other, whatever, because that's the person that owes loyalty to you. That's the person that stepped out on you, not this other random girl. Anyway, so I got cheated on by this boy, and my mental health was probably the worst that it has ever been. I wanted to, because I was so sad. I remember screaming, crying, calling my nanny, which is my dad's mom. And I was like, I need you to come get me. I need you to come get me. I need you to come get me. And I broke down. They thought I got into a fight because I was screaming so bad. And it was really hard. Like I wasn't eating. I was sleeping all day. And I was just in really bad shape. And I remember, and this is a fond memory, my dad would come in, he would sit on the edge of my bed and he would do like the normal 20-minute dad talks, and I'm just looking at him like, I want you to get out so bad. I want everybody to shut up, and I want you to get out so bad. And he was like, you know, you'll look back on this one day, and you know, you'll laugh. And like, of course, well, I don't laugh, but it's just like, you know, buck up, you know, kind of thing. But during that time, I started to get a lot closer to my mom, because my mom, she had me at 16, so she's experienced so much of life, and she experienced so much with relationships, and it was really nice because we didn't really have a close relationship at this time. It was really nice to be able to lean on her and kind of like open up with her a little bit more, learn about her a lot more, and it was great. And that's when me and my mom started having a really close relationship at the ripe old age of 17, 18. But then I met Justin, and everything's been copacetic ever since. But like, yeah, so whenever I got to college, obviously if you've ever gone off to college, if you've ever had a kid that's gone off to college, you know they're not going to call you every single day. Okay, I'm also a person that doesn't like being on the phone. They're not going to call you every single day to check in. They're just not. Like, and me and Justin were talking about this. Like, if we had a kid that went off to college, we're not going to be blowing up their phone every 10 minutes asking where they are, asking what they're doing, and blah, blah, blah. No, we're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be doing that. Instead, we're going to send them a message on Monday morning and say, hey, this is just mom and dad. We just want to let you know that we love you so much. We know that it's Monday. It's the start of a great week. Just know that we are loving on you, sending you kisses and hugs. We know that you have X, Y, and Z tests this week. You're going to do great. Make sure that you're still getting good sleep. We have a care package for you. It should be getting sent in the mail. Here's the tracking number. Here's just some money for me and dad. Like, here's some money to get coffee on the way to school. Hope everything's okay. If you ever need us, you know that we're always a phone call away. Love, mom and dad. Every Monday like clockwork. Me and Justin have already discussed it. Me and Justin don't even have kids, but we've already discussed that that's exactly how it would go. Like clockwork, be so serious. But my dad felt like when I went off to college that I was supposed to need him more. I was supposed to call him more. I was supposed to check in with him more. I'm supposed to be calling him to need him for XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. My mom did not feel like that. My mom did not feel like that. My mom made sure that she was a present force in my collegiate life. Number one, she was tracking my location, which I don't have a problem with, so she knew where I was at all times. And then she was checking in, sending texts, right? And then she was calling, you know, every now and again, or I would call her, honestly, because this is my first time living by myself. I have no idea what I'm doing, right? So it's just like, he couldn't really come to terms with that. And then at the same time, like during that same time, him and my mom were like splitting up. And so my mom was moving to Seattle with my now stepdad. And of course my brother and my sister were going. And he just did not take to that very well. And of course it was an adjustment for everybody. I wasn't super happy about it because I was like, Mom, you're literally moving to the other side of the country. Like, what if something happens to me? She's like, you still have Mama, you still have Nisha, you still have like all these people. I'm like, okay, girl, whatever. But no, it really ended up being fine. But it's just like, he didn't take that well. And so him not having my brother, he was like, well, not having him. My brother's still here. Like, you can still call him, FaceTime him, all this good stuff. Anyway, he needed me to need him even more as I'm attempting to be an independent adult going off to college. Yeah, newsflash, buddy, not gonna happen. Okay, like that's so unrealistic. And so I was like driving home because I went to Mobile, like back to Mobile kind of frequently. My freshman year, well, I'm telling the story backwards. My mom split up from my dad literally as soon as I went off to college, right? And then there were plans to start moving to Seattle, but they didn't move until like freshman year happened, and then that summer, that's when they moved. But like I was coming home because I was still coming home pretty frequently because of course my mom's there and my siblings are there. Are we so serious? So I was like coming home one time and he was just like something, and I was like, I just really don't need you as a father figure. Like I don't need you to baby me and hold my hand. Like I'm trying to be independent and you have to let me do that. And I was like, Kobe needs you as a father figure. My brother was what, like 8? I was like, he needs you as a father figure more than I do. Like that's the whole point of raising somebody and sending them off to college, is that you raise them with the fact and the knowledge of, like, I have sat here and I have watered this little seedling and I've imparted like all this good information and knowledge and values and core memories into this person. So now they can go off into the world and be a productive human being in society. And if and when they fall, they know that they can always come back to mom and dad. That was the whole point. Why are you the only person that's not on board? I don't get it. My mom seemed to get it perfectly fine. So anyway, I said that, you know, the whole thing, like, I don't need him as a father figure as much as my little brother does, which is true. He's 8 years old. And that, I feel like that just sent him on a spiral. And that really kind of fractured our relationship from then on out. And even then, like, my first year of college, he wasn't texting me. He wasn't calling me. He wasn't checking up on me. Like, he literally wasn't doing any of that. Right? So then that summer came. I think, where did I spend that summer? I spent that summer as an orientation leader, I'm pretty sure. So I didn't come home very often. And like, even still, like from let me just cut it short. For my entire collegiate career, very sporadic check-ins, maybe check in a few times a year, call me maybe once a year, you know? And I know he's going to flip that back on me and be like, well, you didn't call me. I'm not the parent. I'm not the parent, and I'm also in school and have a job. You're doing neither of those things. So like, I just feel like you have a little bit more free time than me, and you can always text me and be like, hey, like, if you have time to, like, you know, just give me a call whenever you're not doing anything. I can respect that. I can respect that out of anybody, but you did neither of those things. So it's just like, crazy, crazy. So yeah, and then my grandma passed away in 2020 from ovarian cancer, and I feel like everybody grieved in different ways. I grieved immediately. Because my nanny was like, I was attached to her hip. That was my girl. That was my ace boom. That was my ride or die. She was the tomato to my lightning McQueen. Okay, like, for real. And it was really, really sad, but I was so happy that she was in such a better place and she wasn't hurting anymore, and, you know, all this good stuff, right? He chose to not grieve at all. And he feels like he's the only person that lost someone, and that's not true. Like, she didn't only belong to you. Like, she belonged to all of us. Like, we all had different, varying relationships with her, and you weren't the only person to lose her. And so now he takes that out on everybody else, and he makes it seem like everything is, oh, so woe is me, and like only bad things happen to me and bad things don't happen to anybody else. Newsflash, buddy, Everybody has a life and everybody has their own things that are going on, whether they're letting you know about them or not, right? I choose to not trauma dump on people. So if I'm having a bad time, which I'm usually not, but I'm not gonna come up here and be like, oh, my bill's not paid and my left toe has to get chopped off on Wednesday. And like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Like, some people really keep their private life private and they let you know what they want to let you know. I feel like that goes for a lot of people. But it's just like, he feels like bad things only happen to him. And it's so, like, the statement misery loves company is so real. Misery loves, that is so real. And I don't want that. I don't want that. And so, yeah, he sent me, because he was supposed to come to my graduation. And my mom was like, are you okay with him coming? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine with him coming. Like, you know, it's another excuse for, you know, my brother to see him. So, you know, it's fine. And him and my brother are very close. Let me make no mistake about that. Him and my brother are very, very, very close. So I was like, yeah, like, it's fine. It gives my brother, you know, opportunity to see him. You know, it'll be cool, whatever. So he sends me that. And my mom always maintains the posture of, like, she wants all of us to have, like, good relationships with the father figures in our life. And that makes perfect sense. As a mother, that's what you should do. As long as it's safe to do so, you should want your kids to foster positive relationships with the father figures, the mother figures, you know, any kind of paternal figure in their life. That's what a good parent does, right? So A+ on that. I didn't understand it at first. I was like, why do you want me to have a relationship with him so bad? Like, you see how he treats me. I understand wanting that, but all the time, that's not always going to be feasible, right? So there's that. So yeah, I haven't talked to him. And then 2 Thanksgivings ago, so not last Thanksgiving, but the Thanksgiving before last, I had really stopped talking to him again because he told me that I would never be anything without a man standing behind me. Right. The way that I could drag him for filth just for saying that, but I'm not going to. Yeah. So he said that, and like, communication was cut off at that point. And then, like, throughout nursing school, like, you never talked to me, you never asked me about anything, you never called, checked in, never did any of that. So, like, taking it back to the post, why would I mention you in something that you had absolutely no part in? Right. So it's like, when I say, I don't know why I said like that, but when I say that everybody doesn't deserve forgiveness, that's what I mean. Like, and he will continue to do things like that. Over and over and over again. And the worst thing about it is, he never feels like he's in the wrong. He always thinks he's right. And if anything goes wrong, it's because other people made it wrong, and it's not him. If he digs a hole and he fell in it, it's because somebody else digged the hole and pushed him in. And it's so frustrating to have somebody in your life like that. So that's why I went no contact. Sorry, I cannot do it anymore. My peace is worth more than doing this high school BS with you every 6 months. Like, it's stupid. And it's even harder to foster a relationship with somebody that you can't tell them anything. They're right about everything. They don't have to be sorry about anything because they only said that because you did XYZ. Absolutely not. Wrong answer, Steve. Also, people love to say, like, oh, you need to forgive him because, like, what if they pass away, blah, blah, blah. Like, if somebody did horrible things to you, them passing away doesn't make them into a martyr. Like, it doesn't make them into this amazing, beautiful soul and blah, blah, blah. Like, it doesn't make them into that. So that, like, that's not a fair thing to say. Like, that doesn't, like, them passing away doesn't completely erase all the bad things that they did. Like, those things still stand. And I feel like that's a really, sorry to say, but that's like a really shitty way of trying to invalidate the victim's feelings. You know what I'm saying? So, like, don't say that to people because it's weird. Okay, getting off that soapbox. And so TikTok has been blowing up with this whole Jalen and Monet situation. If you don't know Monet McMichael, I started following her because she was a nursing student and she was really cute and she seemed like like very relatable, and so I started following her. But she graduated nursing school and then decided to not take the NCLEX, which I personally think is crazy AF because what she learned in nursing school was to teach her how to take the old NCLEX, and now there's a next gen NCLEX, which is the one I took, and she's not gonna know like how to do that. And like, if you're a nurse, or like if you graduate nursing school, that degree doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're a nurse. It doesn't mean anything. Like, without that NCLEX backing you up, without that licensure exam and you passing it, You might as well have gone to college for absolutely nothing. You might as well have gone to college for underwater basket weaving, because there's absolutely nothing you can do with that degree. That's just a piece of paper. But like, whatever, she said she was gonna like just pursue the whole social media thing, and it worked for her. And it worked. Okay, so no hate on that. No hate on that. Anyway, now she's with Jalen. Apparently he was on some like relationship reality TV show. I don't know if it was Love Island or whatever, and he's like 31 and he's been engaged before and whatever. I'm not saying that like 31 is super old, but Monet McMichael is younger than me. She's like 22. Anyway, and I thought their relationship was cute at first, but like the thing about TikTok and like social media in general is that they will love bomb creators so hard to the point where they're like, oh yes, like everybody's in my corner, and then they will hardcore turn on them so fast and start hating on them. It's really just the way it is, which is why I really like my little small pocket, my little small corner on social media, because I cannot take that. I cannot take that at all. Anyway, so he went on a podcast. Ugh, men and their podcast mics. I remember when men used to go to work and have jobs and have livelihoods. Let's do that. Let's put the podcast mics down. Okay, let's go back to coming home at 7 p.m. with your briefcase. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's put the podcast mics down. Everybody doesn't need a mic, okay? Like, everybody does not need a platform to speak, because some of y'all get on these podcasts and say the most outrageous, out-of-pocket things that I've ever heard in my entire being of existence. Anyway, he was like, there's this creator on here, and I'm not even going to say her name, and she started the sprinkle movement saying that men had to pay for everything in this economy, and then, of course, he started getting hate. And so Monet started getting hate. And people were like, Monet, you must be the sugar mama, blah, blah, blah. Because, of course, they've been going on all these extravagant trips and all these dates and, like, this RV cross country, blah, blah, blah. And he's, like, very pretty boy. Like, he's not cute to me, but I can see that he is handsome. But he is not the kind of guy that I would go for at all. Like, he's, like, icky pretty boy. Like, disgusting. Like would shove you out of the mirror to look at himself. And that's disgusting to me. And, like, that makes him ugly to me. Anyway, but like, oh, I can't even get the words out of my mouth fast enough. Like, if you think that somebody's boyfriend is ugly, good, they're not for you. If you think somebody's husband is ugly, good, they're not for you. Their wife is ugly, good, she's not for you. Like, they're not for you, so it don't matter what you think they look like. Good. they're not for you. Anyway, so he started posting all that, and so people were in Monet's comments like, oh, you must be the sugar mama, blah, 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 get your sugar baby, blah, blah, blah. So Monet was getting all this hate, so she posted on her Instagram. So mind you, people love Monet. People love Monet down. People are saying to Monet like, "You're my Alex Earl," blah blah blah, whatever. And so she posted on her Instagram story something that Michelle Obama said, and Michelle Obama was like, "Marriage is not always 50-50. Like, some days you're only going to have 20%, and you're going to need your partner to have the other 80%." Blah blah blah. That's real. That's so real. Now, you can't always have 20% and your partner always have 80%. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work, because somebody gonna end up being burnt out, right? And she posted that, and people dragged her to oblivion. People drug her to another dimension when she said that, right? So they were like, okay, I think you're misunderstanding the fact that the man she's talking about was running the country. Your man is behind a podcast mic. It is not the same. Secondly, she's married and you're not. That's your boyfriend. That's not your husband. That's not the president of the United States. Okay? Like, those are two different things. And it's just like, broke men be so loud about the fact that they're broke. And not even broke in a sense that, like, you know, I don't have a lot of money. Because at the end of the day, you gonna make it work for somebody that you love. Okay? And that's just so you gonna make it work. I don't care if I have a dime only to my name. You can easily find things that are free and that are accessible to you, that you can make something so meaningful, so worthwhile, that it doesn't need to cost $1 billion, right? But he's so obsessed with the fact that, like, oh, women want men to pay for hair and nails and makeup. Shut up. Shut up. Quickly. At your earliest convenience, close your lips and keep them there, okay? Like, here's my take. Here's my take on marriage. I've only been married for like almost a year. We got married last October, and it's been great. It's been 10 out of 10. And if Justin was here, he would be hopping on his soapbox, because he hates when people get married to the wrong people and then want to bash marriage. Because Justin, and y'all have heard Justin talk about it, Justin is so passionate about marriage and being committed to that person and just like doing right by them and like being friends first and all that good stuff, all that good stuff, all that good stuff. I don't know where I found him. If he had a brother, I would put y'all on, but he don't. He just got a sister and she married. Sorry about it. Okay, sorry. But anyway, he's a really good man because his mom is a very good woman and she was very intentional when she raised him. Okay, and it just worked out for me. Thank you, mother-in-law. You did a big one with that. Anyway, so basically, like here's kind of how we view 50-50. It's never gonna be a situation where I'm like, okay, Justin, I need you to cash out me your half of the Good Threes meal. No. No. First of all, we have a joint account that we share together. All of our money for all the bills and whatever go in and out of this account, in and out, in and out, in and out, right? Then I have my own accounts. I have multiple checking, multiple savings account. He has all his own accounts on the side too, with a totally different bank. No, actually, he did away with those. So he has his own savings, checking accounts, all that stuff too. Perfect. Then we have our joint married savings account. Automatically, any financial income that we get into this house, 30% is going in there, right? 30%. No matter what. And it's hard to put 30% in there because it's like, dang, bro, that's a lot of money, bro. I love to dip my toe in that. But no, we don't. And then another 25% goes into our travel fund, right? I ain't got no problem putting somebody in that travel fund, you know what I'm saying? I get excited, right? So we both do that. And then like bills, I feel like, okay, before I even say this, I feel like there's no right way. Somebody's always gonna think it's something and whatever. It's never gonna be a right way. But if it works for you, if it works for your household, if it keeps the peace in your house, I feel like that's the right thing to do. Okay? So Justin is pretty much covering all the bills, right? Lights, water, gas, rent, utilities, blah 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 blah. That's Justin Edward Thomas all day long. Okay? Now you're probably thinking, okay, well, Jayana, what are you doing? Okay, wait. In addition to that, he's also the one that pretty much maintains like the cleanliness of the house, right? Not to say that I don't help, because I do. He knows that when I put that podcast on, that means it's time to get up and it's time to move that couch and it's time to get to work. And he already know. Of course I help. I'm not, bad about it. Like we both clean, but he maintains like the day-to-day cleanliness. And if I'm like, Justin, something smells weird in here, he already know, ugh, let me go ahead and get up because we finna deep clean, like, right. And then at the end of the night, like, he's the one that takes care of the dogs because I work night shift, right? Now of course on days that I'm here, like, we both take care of the dogs, we both split the responsibility equally. As far as like me financially, what I'm paying for when we go out to eat, I got that, boo. Put your card up. I got you, boo. It'd be like $20. But I'm like, bro, I got you, honey. I got you. Then like trips and stuff, I don't mind doing that because you hold down literally everything else at home, right? And when I do trips, these trips don't be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, okay? In another life, in another realm of reality, I was a travel agent. Because I be finding like the cheapest flights, luxury 5-star hotels for the cheap, okay? Like, and y'all have seen the places that we stay, y'all have seen the vacations that we've been on. You've been with us for every single last one of them. They're nice. They're nice. So like the rental car, the hotel, the excursions, all that good stuff, whatever. And of course, like, he'll chime in like, okay, like, no, I'm paying for this excursion, and no, I'm paying for dinner tonight, and no, let me take you out and let me do this. I'm gonna take you out, let me do that. And I'd be like, bro, back up. This my thing. Let me spoil you, lady. But y'all get what I'm saying. What else? Taking the dogs to daycare. And then like the house is like my little wife oasis. So like decorating and stuff like that is my thing, right? And I love that, right? And you also have to consider, like, whenever you're figuring out how you're going to split finances, like, who makes the most money? And you kind of got to figure it out from there. Because obviously, I'm a nurse. Will be a nurse for a very long time. And Justin's a kickboxing instructor, personal trainer, just to make good money. Okay? Not worried about that. I'm a nurse. I make pretty decent money for somebody that don't have kids, right? And then I have social media on top of that. So that's a lot of really, really good income coming from, different sources, whatever. And I'm so grateful for that. Social media has given me a life, and not to be like sappy and annoying, but like social media has given me a life that I did not think would be attainable for a very long time. And now like I'm living it. I'm living the dream, and we're very happy and we're very comfortable. But it's just like, you have to figure out what works best for you as far as the financial split in your home and like what works best for you. Justin is very much like a man's man, and like, you know, it's my job to provide, it's my job to take care of you. So like even the little stuff I do be trying to buy, he'd be like, no. And I'm like, you have to let me do this. You have to let me do this, because I'm somebody, like, before we got married, I was very hyper independent. I don't want your money. I didn't want him to pay for anything for me. Nothing. I didn't even want gifts from him, because I was just so hyper independent, and I'm just so used to like getting it by myself, because my mom taught me to be so independent that I just like didn't want a man to do anything for me, which you could say as daddy issues, but I feel like it worked out pretty well for me. But yeah, now I'm kind of into like my soft life wife era, and I've been trying to do a lot better about that. But yeah, that's just kind of what works best for us. It ebbs and flows in our house, and it keeps the peace, and you know, it works. Now some people are like, no, I pay water, you pay electric, I pay half the rent, and you send me the other half of the rent, you do this and I did it. And that's fine, that also works too. But in our house, this is just what works best for us, and we're cool with that. Yeah, also some crazy thing that I saw on TikTok is apparently I have to go get my Brazilian wax. Don't let me sit here and run my mouth for another 30 minutes. But I have to go and get my Brazilian wax, so I need to take my ibuprofen in like 30 minutes. Do I need to shower? I think I will shower just in case. I showered last night, and we've literally been sleeping in bed all day. But anyway, I saw this trend where now men are getting their partners to put air tags inside their wig so they know where they are at all times. I am so glad that I am no longer in the dating pool, because that is so outrageous. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to compute that, because that is outrageous. First of all, you have a phone. You have a phone. Just find my iPhone, use Life 360. Why do I have to put it? First of all, you want me to go to my hairstylist. You want me to go to Julia and tell her, hey, can you just sew this air tag into the top of my mini twist? If you don't trust your partner that much, they should cease to be your partner, okay? That's really embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. Let's never do that again. Let's never meet at this place ever again, because that's so stupid. Anyway, I was supposed to get up way earlier today, but Justin said that the boys were being really rowdy this morning, and so I was like, drop them off to daycare. That's the solution. That's the solution. It's $55 for them to go to daycare from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. It's well worth it, because they come home and they be what? Tired, exhausted, don't give us no problem. So but yeah, we've really just been sleeping all day, and it's been really nice. He went to work at 2, and it's only like 3 just now. But yeah, I'm cooking dinner tonight, so there's that. I already have the ground beef thawed out, ready to go. I want to clean out the guest bedroom closet, because I feel like it needs to be done. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna go get my wax, I'm gonna go pick them up, come back, and then I'm gonna clean out the guest bedroom closet, because it's a monster. I'll show y'all later. Sitting here watching TikToks on my phone, and I don't know if y'all know, this guy played for the Bengals. Number 61. It was this guy and this girl TT. His number is 61. The girl's name is TT. I don't know her real name, but they were a really cute couple, like during football season, whatever. He recently proposed to her, and she posted a TikTok. I don't know if this is her TikTok or not, but it's this. Okay. And so she played this audio of like, we used to be best buddies, and it's like the swiping pictures. It's like, we used to be best buddies, them hugging at the football game, and now we're not. Him proposing. I wish you would tell me, just them together. And then why is her crying? And so I'm looking at the comments, and I'm like, what happened? And she said he proposed to me literally for nothing. Now it says Cody Ford kissing Olivia at the UFC fight video. What are we talking about? What the? Okay. Basically, he cheated. Oh, this is my blood boil. He cheated on her by kissing some girl at a UFC fight, right? Men on TikTok are saying, Cody Ford, you're not wrong for cheating. She should have been a better fiance. This is why men don't need access to social media. Because y'all get on here and y'all say the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. Oh dear Lord, save us from this plague of men. Gosh. No, Titi. Her name is Tiana Robillard. Okay, no, I saw this video and I thought she was like a random girl because I didn't look at her her profile.
I don't really know like what to say, really.
Yeah. That's hard. God, men just, oh my God, men are so stupid. So stupid. And when I say men, I'm not saying all men or whatever. When I say all men, I'm not talking about my man. Sorry, this is nothing. But like, I don't mean all men. I mean men that treat women like this. My mom always told me, like, never try to force, never try to rush a man into marrying you. Because what will end up happening is that you're going to end up getting a shut-up ring. And you're like, Diana, what's a shut-up ring? What's a shut-up ring? A shut-up ring is when you are in some form, some semblance of a relationship with somebody. And you're like, oh, like, I want to get married. 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 And you're sending them like rings and you're like, oh, well, this one isn't too expensive. And like, we can make this work and that work and this work and that work. And so they end up giving you a ring. It's not, most of the time, the ring doesn't even come with a proposal. It's literally just a ring. And it shuts you up for a little while. Like, oh, my man got me a ring. Like, are you engaged? No, I'm not engaged, but you see this ring. You see this ring. You see this ring. Like, no. Or you get engaged and like, it doesn't change anything. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. I'm going to be so real and I'm going to be so upfront and so honest and so transparent when I say this right now. If Justin would have pursued collegiate football, it would have been Dunsky. It's because and it's not everybody. I need to fix our bitches, but it's not everybody, but it's just like these men, they go to these collegiate and professional levels of sports and they hang around all these other guys that are single or people that are in relationships and want to act like they're single, and they forget that they have a wife at home, kids at home, partners at home, and they just completely just lose it, and they lose all sense of faithfulness, all sense of loyalty. It needs to be the same men that be like, oh man, you just can't find a good woman. No, you get around these men and you just act, oh my gosh, totally different. And then people look at these girls and they're like, oh, she's so stupid, she's so stupid. No, she's not stupid. He's showing her somebody totally different. Long story short, what I'm saying is let's bring back shame and let's bring back belittling, because that's what it's gonna take to stop these men. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Oh.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is horrible.
Oh.
I heard about that.
And you look how you acting.
I just can't believe it. Like, who cares?
Oh Lord, you walk in at the house.
And I've met her before.
Yes.
Because I couldn't remember.
And he broke his door. And he broke the door and
Please tell me your jaw is on the floor.
what?
Julia, first of all, come on.
No way.
Come on.
No way.
I'm about to literally tell you the craziest story you've ever heard in your entire life. So this girl, she went on a date with this guy and she was like, oh my gosh, he's so charming, whatever. They go out to dinner and he was so charming to the point where she was like, okay, I'll just go back to his place. Never do this. Never do this. So she went back to his place and he was like, yeah, like I can give you a massage. And she was like, yeah, sure, totally. So as soon as she gets to his house, she starts feeling so weird. She's like, something is like so off. Like the vibes are just not good. Like it's just really, really weird in here. And he was like, no, like just relax. Like I'll give you a massage. Red flag number 2. Red flag, don't ever, like if I'm feeling weird and my body language is saying that something is weird, don't tell me like, oh, it's okay, like it's fine, just let me give you a massage. No, I'm running out of there. And if you chase me, I'm going to have a pitchfork against your temporal lobe. Stop. So anyway, she's like, yeah, like, okay, like maybe I just need to relax, like you can give me a massage, whatever. He pulls out this massage table and she's like, he just starts acting super weird, and she doesn't elaborate on how he's acting super weird. She's just saying like, he is being weird. So whatever, he gives her a massage and I'm guessing she, you know, took her shirt off, whatever. And he is like rubbing her back and, you know, whatever. And she like gets so weirded out to the point where she's like, no, I need to leave. I need to leave. I need to leave. So she goes home. The next day she wakes up and she is just so itchy. Like her back, like where he massaged her, is so freaking itchy. So she goes to the doctor and the doctor is doing like all these tests and running all these labs and whatever. The tests come back and find out that he ended up rubbing lotion on her that is only sold in the black market, that is used to deteriorate human skin to break it down for consumption. He was going to eat her. He was going to consume her excuse me? Excuse me? And so the doctor was like, you need to tell me exactly where this person lives, and you also need to go to the police. I need to lead them to his doorstep because he was going to eat you. He was going to eat you. So no, the police go to his house and they find multiple bodies of other women that he had already started eating. I will not be sleeping tonight. So if you saw the vlog last week, then you know that Justin really wanted to get a new TV because he said that it would be better for his game. So we got this. It's the TCL something or other. We got it from Best Buy. It was like $700, $800, but they price matched, so we got it for a little bit cheaper. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but we just had a guy come out and mount it, and it looks really good. We're gonna get like some cord covers to kind of hide his like game cord that connects his PlayStation to the TV, just because I don't really like the way it looks, but I love the way that this TV looks in the living room. It's very home theater-esque. And then we moved the TV that was in the living room, and now we put it in our bedroom. Same situation. We're gonna get like a little cord cover to cover that up, but I absolutely love it. The studs in our wall, because as you can see, the TV is like not super centered. I'm probably gonna move that mirror to like a different place so it's not as obvious, but the studs in our wall make it hard for the TV to be centered. So it's a wee bit off kilter, but realistically the only people that are going to be in here watching TV is me, because Justin doesn't even watch TV in here. But other than that, I think it looks really good. How do you feel, Justin, about the TVs?
I like it. Yeah. I wish we had a little more wiggle room, but other than that, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Stop licking the back of my knees. It's weird. Did he go over to the neighbor's yard? Oh, okay. JoJo's doing his JSA inspection. He has to make sure everything is in tip-top shape. Bye, Jojo. Okay, so I am getting ready for work. This is my shift 1 of 3 for this week, but I work 1 shift. I'm off for 4 days, and then I work Friday and Saturday of this weekend, and we're going to Mobile tomorrow to see Justin's family and then also some of my family. So the boys are going to be boarded in the morning, but we're going to pack my lunch really quick. Oh, I got a new lunchbox. I ended up getting the one, like the new ones from Hydro Flask, like the really big coolers. I got one of those. My lunchbox is kind of drab, but I've honestly been using it, and like that was the whole purpose of me getting this lunchbox, was just to see if I was gonna use it before I got a more expensive one. There's nothing wrong with this one. It's just that I want something, number 1, a little bit bigger, and number 2, a little bit cuter. So for lunch, I'm having 2 Zaxby's nibblers. I kind of want to put them in a bigger Tupperware container just because I feel like this black styrofoam is just kind of not enough. Why is this not closing? There we go. I got this Tupperware set from Target. They were about $30 for a 12-piece set. I don't like that they count like the top and the bottom is like piece 1 and 2, because that's like, to me this is 1, like the whole thing is 1, but whatever. Okay, so I got my nibbler set. Y'all can't see JoJo, he's standing right here hoping that I drop some food because he wants some. I always pack 2 bags of chips. The first bag of chips always goes with whatever I'm having for dinner, and the second one is if I'm like randomly hungry at like 3 a.m. I'll just have this. And then after dinner, I always have a sweet treat. Sometimes I usually save my sweet treat until 3 a.m. because it gives me something to look forward to, but it's almost always a Rice Krispie treat. And then my drink of choice for today is gonna be a Sprite Zero Sugar. Also sometimes if I'm about to go into labor and I don't have enough time to eat like food, then I'll just eat some Gushers. Number 1, because they don't stink. They're not gonna make my breath stink, because when I labor, like I'm right next to the patient and I don't wanna be like, girl, I can literally smell your Doritos from here. So I just have some Gushers, and it just takes the hunger away, at least for like an hour to 2 hours. I'm gonna cut up this peach that I got from Publix. I have a love-hate relationship with the fruit from Publix. It's not that it's bad, because it's not bad. It's just that we buy it and then we don't eat it. And so I was trying to see if we buy like fresh fruit, as in like fruit that's not like already cut up and like put into the little packaging, if I'll eat it more, and I have been. So recently got these peaches and I really like them, so I'm gonna cut them up into like little halves, and I'm gonna put them in a little container. Okay, so I cut up some peaches. Peaches are really hard to like cut around the pit, because they don't just like break apart like an avocado. Like the pit is kind of connected to both halves. So if anybody has some really good tips about how to fix that, I don't really know, just let me know. But this is what mine look like. I'm really excited to eat these later. I kind of like mine slightly frozen, so I have a little crunch to them. Oh, so good. All right, and then last but not least, I'm gonna pack myself a donut. This lunch is kind of very ragtag, and usually I don't eat all of it. Some of it still gets left over at the end of the night, but I always like to pack more than what I actually need because it keeps me from going downstairs and being like, oh yeah, let me get a big bag of red Doritos and let me get a patty melt and let me get French fries and let me get a cupcake, and it's just like, it turns into this whole thing. Or they're like, oh, like, Jay, do you want to order? I'm like, nope, I got food, I got plenty of snacks, I got plenty of options. Like that day that they ordered Juicy Crab and I said no, that was my like biggest show of willpower, because if y'all know me, I love Juicy Crab. I love it. But I also don't feel like I could comfortably eat Juicy Crab at work. So like, I don't really know how that would have worked anyway, but yeah. So I'm packing one Homer Simpson donut, putting it in my little Tupperware. I'm debating on if I'm gonna bring coffee today. I just really don't feel like lugging all that stuff around. This cake batter donut will probably send me into diabetic shock. Because there's buttercream icing on the inside.
I just don't like stuff this filled.
I don't like stuff this filled either, but I just wanted to try it. Okay, so I saw this TikTok and it was honestly like, sorry, that's our ring. I saw this TikTok and it was just really horrible. And it was this nurse talking about how she doesn't like whenever she has Hispanic patients because she doesn't understand why people, like any people that come to America to receive healthcare, like don't speak fluent English, which like absolutely makes no sense. How'd it go?
That's fine.
Okay. I'll just do my skincare and then we could go.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you more.
Like she doesn't understand why people will come to America, don't speak fluent English, and expect to receive good healthcare, which literally absolutely makes no freaking sense. And she was like, she gets mad every time she gets a patient that that doesn't speak English, and she works in the ED, and it's just like, you, what? Like imagine if you go to a different country and you all of a sudden need like medical assistance, medical attention, whatever. Like, do you want them to be mad at you because you don't speak fluent Arabic? Like that doesn't make literally any sense. And I was watching that video and I was literally fuming. I'm not even gonna say like what her ad is because she doesn't deserve followers, she doesn't deserve attention, she doesn't deserve anything. I literally said that I was not interested in her content and I made sure to block her because my keys are inside my backpack. But it was just like so frustrating and so disheartening to hear that. And like that's honestly one of the biggest reasons that I'm learning Spanish, is because like at some point we have to bridge the gap. And like at hospitals, it's not like, oh, we have to find a nurse or a doctor or a PCA or whatever to like fluently speak Spanish and interpret for us. No, like hospitals are literally equipped with interpreter lines. Like some hospitals even have like the iPads where like the interpreters can see the patient and like it helps a little bit. Like it's not, hospitals have interpreters. That's my thing. Like it's not like she's being like sitting here being forced to interpret Arabic. She's not. And it's just, oh, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm learning Spanish, because I want to do everything I can to bridge that gap so my patients don't feel like, oh, like if I do one thing wrong, like I'm gonna be in trouble and my nurse is gonna be so mean and she's gonna be so mad at me because like my English isn't very good and like I'm in this situation and blah, blah, blah. Like you never know what situation brought a patient to a hospital, so you should never pass judgment. That like it's literally not your business how they got here, you know, whatever. What's important is that they're here and you're their healthcare provider, whether you're a nurse, a PCA, whatever, and like you're here to provide good patient care. That's it. That's literally your whole freaking job. So I don't understand when people get mad like, oh my gosh, they don't speak perfect English. Like, girl, you don't even speak perfect English. So please just spare us all. Spare us all. Like, use the interpreter. Like, oh, so sorry that it's going to take an extra 2 seconds to get an interpreter to communicate with the patient. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Like, get over yourself. Literally get over yourself. I love when patients speak a different language because it gives me the opportunity to, number one, if they speak Spanish, to practice my Spanish, and number two, if they speak a different language, or like even if they use ASL, like it gives me the opportunity to learn a little bit more about a population that I'm not familiar with. Like that's a learning experience. I just don't understand some people. Like if you don't like people, I'm a firm believer that you should not be in healthcare. Just don't be like, that's so easy. Like there are so many other things that you can do that don't involve direct human connection, direct human interaction that you can do that is not working in healthcare. That is not people relying on you to, in some situations, literally save their life and make them feel better. Like if that's not something that you're able to do, if that's not something that you're able to commit to, which mind you, you took a literal oath to be a healthcare professional. Like if that's not something you can do, then I just really don't think that that's the job for you. Like that TikTok was so sickening. I just, I just feel so bad that there are people out there that feel that way, because that's honestly just so horrible. It's so horrible. It makes me really, really upset. But I don't want to be upset today. I want to be happy today because Justin and I are going on a road trip. We're going to see some of his family. We're going to go see some of my family. It's going to be a really good time and everything is going to be great. And yeah, I got off work today and my shift was really good at work, like I was saying. I just have to kind of like pack all my stuff. We're gonna go get breakfast, and since I got off work and I haven't slept yet, Justin is gonna drive and I'm gonna sleep the whole way.
I got a burger called the Hammer, so it's 3 smash patties, like 4 strips of bacon, cheese, and obviously y'all see. Okay. Oh, I also got buffalo chicken. Well, she got buffalo chicken fries. My mother got buffalo chicken fries.
Yeah. They can only see him, they can't see you. Okay. Well, now he look crazy, but look like he's talking to nobody.
Got it. My mom was here with us.
Yeah.
Also, I got Cajun Ranch chicken fries. So, they'll be here shortly.
Okay, so Justin got buffalo chicken fries.
Well, Cajun.
Oh, wait, what is this?
Cajun Ranch.
Cajun Ranch fries?
Bacon ranch.
Cajun Bacon Ranch fries.
Okay, Cajun Bacon Ranch fries. And then what'd you get?
Buffalo chicken fries.
Okay, buffalo chicken fries. They look good. Okay, so I got the cheeseburger pizza with no tomatoes and no onions. And then I thought that I was getting just one breadstick, but apparently it was like a full order of breadsticks. So.
Okay, good morning, y'all. So I didn't film a whole lot yesterday, and that's because yesterday we were with Justin's family, and they're not the biggest like camera people. So you'll probably never see his mom on camera, just because I know that she doesn't like the camera. Like yesterday, she, like when we were at the restaurant, she like waved her hand, but she just doesn't like the camera. And this camera setup is like super scary and intimidating, so that's fine. I've always known that. But yeah, we went to go and just kind of visit his family, spend some time with them, and today we're gonna go and spend some time with my family. My family is a little bit more open to the camera, but I just usually don't film like family stuff just because I already don't get to see them very often, and so then to just like make content out of it, it's just, I don't know, it's a little weird to me. But yeah, it was nice being able to like see everybody yesterday and kind of lay eyes on them, just because we don't really come here very often, so it's nice to just kind of see everybody and catch up. And of course we go on trips so often, so everybody usually wants to know like, oh, like how'd this trip go, how'd that trip go, like what did you do, how are the people, you know, stuff like that. Let's see what else is going on in my life. Okay, so I had my period last week and it lasted a lot longer than it usually does. Like I was on birth control for like 14 years. And then I was off of it for like 6 months, and then I got back on it in November of 2022. So November of last year, it was time for my new, like, I guess appointment, like my new annual exam, so that they can renew my prescription. But I didn't go just because it was with the school health center, and I knew that I was about to graduate nursing school. So I was like, no, like I need like an actual like OBGYN because I'm 24. So I went and I got my yearly exam. I think it was like a few vlogs ago, maybe like 3 or 4 vlogs ago. I went, and so now I'm back on birth control, and this is my 2nd month being back on it. So that first month, my period is usually like maybe 4 days, 5 if we're pushing it whenever I'm on birth control. But this month it was like 6 days. 6 days. I mean, obviously I felt a lot better and I didn't feel nearly as sick as I did when I don't have it, because when I don't have it, like I get violently sick and I lose like massive amounts of body fluid, and it's just not a good situation. But I feel a lot better. It was just a little bit longer, and it wasn't super heavy. It was very light, but it was just long. I don't know, I didn't really enjoy that. But since I was on my period all last week and I just felt super weak, I didn't work out at all, and so that kind of made me feel
really bad about myself, and I'm trying not to let it get to the point where I'm like, oh, like I suck because I didn't work out at all last week. Like I still have the opportunity to work out literally every single day, and it's gonna be fine. So I'm not sure if when we get home I'm gonna do Orange Theory, or if I just want to do like some weightlifting and cardio stuff at home. I think I may do some weightlifting and cardio stuff at home because that sounds a bit more fun, a bit more attainable. So the plan for today is to, number one, go and get some air in my tires and like get my tires looked at, because while Justin was driving yesterday, he was like, my low tire pressure light came on like as soon as we left. So I was like, what the heck? Because I literally just got new tires, so I'm hoping that it's just like I need air in the tire and not that the tire is like bad or anything. So we're gonna go get that looked at really quick, and then we're going to go and see my aunt and see my grandparents, and then we're gonna get back on the road and go back home so that we can pick up Jet and JoJo from daycare. And that's pretty much it. Like we don't have a whole lot of plans for today, just kind of like a laissez-faire, kind of go with the flow type beat. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get ready, and I'll see y'all later. Okay, so the angle is really weird, but we're in Publix today because we're gonna go get pretty much shopping for all of the dinners that we're gonna make this week. And Publix has amazing seafood, so let's go see if we can order some lobster tails. Can I do 4 of the small lobster tails? Thank you so much, I appreciate it. You too. Okay, so I got those small lobster tails. I got 4 of them, and it was $23.96, which really isn't bad at all because they're actually kind of big. And then Justin loves these Moist Supreme strawberry cakes, and we do what is it called, cupcakes instead of regular cake, and we put them out for like our guests to have whenever they come over, and it's so good. I'm just now realizing that I forgot our reusable bags at home, which makes me feel really bad, but we're just gonna go with it. Okay, I also got some cornflakes because I love to have those before work. And then we just needed some more seasoning, so I got this Tony Chachere's more spice, paprika, and then some parsley flakes. Publix fruit is honestly unmatched, so I always come by the fresh like produce, and I get some peaches because they're my favorite fruit in the entire world. Justin loves the lemonade Capri Suns, so we're gonna get 2 of them because I'm pretty sure it's buy one get one free. 2 of our dinners this week called for the Hawaiian rolls, so I just got 2 of them because I know that Justin absolutely loves these, and I love them too. They're so good. We're gonna end up having lobster pasta either today or sometime this week, so I'm gonna get 2 of these 4-cheese creamy Alfredos. This is a store I always say that I'm gonna get one of these, but I literally never do. It's basically just an air fryer liner, and we definitely need it because I hate cleaning it out. I'm also gonna get 1 box of this penne. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. This is our favorite kind of pasta, and it just never does us wrong anytime you make it, and it's so easy to boil. Like I feel like it's never, like, of course you can follow the instructions, but I feel like this is the one that I can easily make perfect every single time. We're gonna end up doing a taco night, so I got some of the El Paso hot and spicy seasoning, and then I got some of their flour tortillas. Okay, I changed my mind because I did not know they had these. These are the sweet Hawaiian rolls, like street tacos. Justin is gonna lose his mind over these. This is probably so good. We're also gonna make smash burgers at some point in the week, so I'm sure you're starting to see a pattern. Justin loves fruit snacks, and he was out of them, so we're gonna go ahead and get him the 66 pouches, and they'll probably be gone in 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure one of these nights this week is gonna be taco night, and I know Justin loves to dip his chips in queso and all that good stuff, so I got him the scoops because those are his favorite. But my friend Naya had these one night when we were at work. They sell them at the hospital in like small bags, and these are so good and they're so flavorful, and I thought that I wouldn't like them, but y'all, they're so good. I also picked up some pepper jack cheese, and pepper jack cheese is my favorite, and the Colby Jack is Justin's. Got some milk, 30 can of eggs, and then we also needed some butter. Okay, so this is a very random thought, but it's one that I just had whenever I was in Publix just now. But y'all know that me and Justin go on at least 1 trip every single month, and we pretty much have all of our trips planned for the rest of the year except for August. We said that in August we were just gonna kind of take a break, kind of get like our bearings together before we go to Greece in September, and then we do our 2-week trip of Europe and Rome, Lord help me, of Europe and Spain in October for our anniversary. So I was thinking, like, I was in Publix, that I was like, Publix has their aisle really weird, like their school supply aisle is also on the bread aisle, and I was just thinking, like, I would absolutely love nothing more than to like financially support a teacher and like their classrooms. Because me and Justin were talking the other day, and we were like, thank God that there are people that still want to be teachers even though the pay is awful, and there's so much like emotional and physical stress and turmoil that those teachers have to go through every single day. And it's just so hard because I didn't really know like much about teaching. I still don't, but from seeing a lot of teacher TikToks, like first of all, the school is not funding those beautiful classrooms that everybody sees on TikTok, and they're so beautiful and like so ornately decorated. The school's not paying for that. They're giving you a little measly whiteboard, some tables and some chairs, and you got to figure the rest out from there. Like, kids thrive in an environment that is interactive, and that is not interactive or interesting, right? So we want to do our best to help like those teachers that are like, even if they're not in need, like do something good for those teachers, because I really like, originally what I wanted to do was like sponsor families, but like most of my friends, they either don't have kids or their kids are like super small, like in preschool, like they don't really need a lot of school supplies, or they're in private school and their schools pay for stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, let's do one better. Let's see if we can find a teacher, which there are so many teachers in our family. Justin's cousin is a teacher, and then my godmom is a teacher. Justin's other cousin is a teacher. So we just really want to financially bless their classrooms. They don't know anything about it. So Jane, Tom, if you're watching this, don't tell Simone, because she's one of those people. So we're gonna get their, actually no, don't worry about telling Simone, because Justin's probably on the phone with her right now. So we're gonna get, like, you know how teachers have the, like, oh, like the teacher needs tissue and paper towels and napkins and hand sanitizer and like all the stuff like the teacher needs, and then they send out a separate list like, okay, your kid's gonna need markers and mechanical pencils and crayons and tab dividers and binders and notebooks and paper and like all that good stuff. We want to cover all of that for the teacher and for the whole class. So instead of going on a trip, all of those monetary funds are gonna go to teachers and like everything else that they need. So we're trying to figure out exactly how we're gonna do it, exactly how many classrooms like we're gonna do that for. I don't know if we're gonna do like an Instagram thing, or if we're just gonna like do a surprise, like, hey, like we bought all this stuff for your classroom. We don't know just yet. Keep an eye on my Instagram, because we may figure out something and like post something in addition to the teachers that we already know we're gonna help out. So yeah, y'all just y'all let me know. Or if you're a teacher and you're watching this video, like tell me your story about like how you got into teaching, how school has been for you, like all that good stuff down in the comments below, and we'll see what we can do. But right now we're going into Sam's because I need French toast sticks, I need some more multivitamins, and I think that's it. Okay, so I bought this from Amazon, and it was advertised to me on Amazon as a lunchbox. This is not a lunchbox. This is literally like a mini cooler. It's, oh God. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. It's genuinely gigantic, and I'm not gonna be able to use it as a lunchbox. I'm probably gonna end up giving this to somebody as a gift probably later on down the line, but I cannot use this as a lunchbox because that is ridiculous. Like, look at how much space there is between the lunchbox and the cabinet. Are you kidding? No, I can't. That's gonna have to be a gift for somebody else, because I'll keep the cup though. The cup is really cute. The cup can be kept, but yeah, the lunchbox is gonna have to go to somebody else. Justin is the one that always organizes the fridge whenever we get groceries. He organizes all the cabinets and also the pantry. So I'll show you the pantry first. Threw a bunch of like the old food and stuff away, and kind of restocked. So there's like some drinks on there, fruit snacks, more drinks, popcorn, Rice Krispie treats, chips, Sour Patch Kids, some Gushers, some tortilla chips, and then cereals and stuff go up there. And then their dog food is down there. And then in our fridge, on the top shelf, we have milk in the very back, and then sweet tea, and then we have some wine coolers, some Powerade. There's Coke, Sprite, and then in the very back there, there's 3 Diet Dr. Peppers. Got my protein shakes, got some, what are these called? Lemonade Capri Suns. Got some Easy Bake cookies back there, and then, not Easy Bake, why did I say that? The kind that you like ball up and then you put them in the oven, those. Got some peaches, some eggs, the lobster tails I just bought. And yeah, pretty much all of this was full down here, but I threw stuff out, cleaned it out. It looks a lot better, right? Oh, there's also water down here. Please don't think we don't drink water. We just put it right here. Then the freezer was also an absolute monster. So we got that squared away too. I got my little, what are these called? Sweet Nothings. They're like smoothies with like blueberry and kale. Some popsicles, and like all of our French fries, breakfast stuff, meat, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself for kind of getting all that done and like breaking down all the boxes, taking out the trash, all that good stuff. I took them for a walk whenever I got home, so I'm gonna take Jet out to go potty again, and then we're gonna go back out so we can finish our shopping for the day. They were only $5.99 per lobster tail, and so I got 4 of them. So they only cost $23.96, which I feel like is not bad at all for 4 lobster tails. They're not super big, but I feel like since we've never made this before and we don't really know how we feel about lobster, I feel like getting the biggest ones wouldn't have been the best decision ever. And I've already washed my hands, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, so we got 4 of them. It's honestly a very strong seafood smell. Okay, so I'm gonna, oh my God, I hate the way that smells. Ugh. It just smells like seafood. Okay. Let me find, where are the kitchen scissors? Okay, so now my mom said to cut it all the way to the back. Like all the way to the tail. Okay, like that. And then she said to flip it over and then you crack the ribs. Oh, this is so inhumane. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, look at his little fingers. Okay, I can do this. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh.
That's a tail.
Oh, you don't deserve this. Oh my God, you don't deserve this. I'm so sorry. I know he is, and that's okay. Oh, I feel so bad about that. Oh, I'm so sorry. God bless your family. Okay. Shut up, Jojo. Okay, and then she said to stick your finger inside and like pull the meat from the shell. Like this. This is trial and error, y'all. I've never done this before. Which is probably evident by the fact that I feel so bad. Okay, that felt right. So now I can just like take the whole thing off if I need to. Okay. Okay, period. One's done. Okay, so after the lobster is completely cut open, this is what it should look like. This one right here, I don't know what I did. I'm gonna have to set it back up to like poach it correctly, but that's what we're working with. So now I'm gonna use the ice cream scooper just because I feel like it's big enough. We're gonna add some softened butter. I'm gonna do more than what I think we need, just in case we wanna like use some as like dipping or whatever. Seasonings that the guy on TikTok said to use are some Old Bay, some Tony Chachere's. He didn't say to use this, but I'm gonna use this just anyway. Some paprika, some garlic powder, parsley, and then some minced garlic. So kind of in no particular order. I'm gonna start off with the Old Bay. Why is this not open all the way? Start off with some Old Bay. I'm just gonna season it to color. It is Tony Chachere's. Just enough to know it's in there. Then we're gonna do some garlic powder. A thing of paprika, so I'm gonna add some in there. Not a crazy amount. And then we're gonna do some minced garlic. I'm gonna do a good bit of that. We're gonna put some of this in here just for a little bit of color. Perfect. And then he also said to get some Parmesan cheese. I just realized he said to get Parmesan cheese, and I didn't do that. I got mozzarella cheese, but we do have Parmesan cheese. So that's a good thing. All right, so I'm just getting some Parmesan cheese that we got from Publix beforehand, I'm gonna guess. And I'm just gonna sprinkle that on there. All right, and we're just gonna throw it in the microwave. Okay, so the video said to season it with onion powder, garlic powder, and pepper. So we're gonna do just a smidge on all of it. Perfect. A little bit of pepper. I'm gonna like pat that in so that it doesn't come off whenever I flip it over. And then I made this little butter mixture of like all the seasonings. And I'm just gonna get it and kind of just saturate each lobster tail. Lift it up because apparently people forget to like season the bottom. So I'm gonna wipe some on the belly. I want these to be as flavorful as possible, so I really packed it with the seasonings. There's juice inside the shell, so I'm gonna sit them up, add a little bit more juice to the bottom, and then we're gonna put them in the oven for 400 degrees for 10 minutes. Just added some butter with all the seasoning that I showed you before, and instead of putting it in the microwave to like melt it down to like baste the lobster with, I just didn't put it in the microwave and I just put it on top so it'll melt, and hopefully it'll just get trapped inside the meat. So we're gonna put it in the oven for 400 degrees for 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and show you. Okay, so I put it in the oven for like 10 to 14 minutes. I broiled it for the last 4 minutes to like give it the crispy top, but it looks really good. All right, so this is what it looks like after we finished everything. So 2 lobster tails, some Cajun corn, and it
it's not warm enough for you.
Anyway, and then a roll. I don't know why I'm out of breath. Anyway, so we finished eating dinner and it was extremely good. Neither one of us have ever had like good lobster before. Like, we used to get Rocky Mountain sushi every Sunday, and one time instead of getting shrimp and chicken, Justin got shrimp and lobster, and we both tasted it for the first time and we were like, it doesn't taste like anything. So I decided that I was just gonna try to cook it, and it was really good. It was very flavorful. It was super juicy, and I'm so glad that we had it for dinner. We made enough for leftovers, so we're probably gonna eat it tomorrow for like lunch or something. But I went ahead and took my shower. Now I'm gonna work on my crochet blanket. I had a bigger one that I was working on. It was like 300 chains. It was ridiculously long, and it was gonna take me forever to finish it. So I started over. I think this one is like 150 chains, and I just want it to be big enough to be like a travel size blanket. So like when we're on the airplane, I can take this and I can be like really comfortable. So let me show you. So this is about how big it is. Like, obviously not very big. I can fit like 1 1/4 of my hand across it. I think this so far is like 3 yarn balls, because again, it is still super long, but it's coming together. Okay, so for whatever reason, I thought that this vlog was going to be really long this week, but it just wasn't. Well, we spent a lot of time with family, and y'all know how I feel about like filming like family, when like whatever, we're trying to be in the moment. So this vlog isn't as long, so it's on the shorter side, but thank y'all so much for spending the week with me. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others. I love you.